What is going on, guys? It is Friday. I finally have a fatigue day. For anybody who don't know, I work in the oil industry. And right now I'm currently working 7/14. So I'm working from 6 p.m. to 8 a.m. in the morning. And it's been that way. I work 13 days. Now I finally have one off day, which is my fatigue day. But we're not fatiguing. We're going to be throwing on some car parts we got here. So this was an idea I've had for a while. And I pitched it to Brett way before Steeda even initially announced that they were making these for the Explorer, because I've worked on several Mustangs with these posi lock kits and whatnot. And I've even tried to have other companies make them. Nobody was really interested. Never talked to Steeda about it. But Steeda ended up coming out with her own. But I was already working with Brett at that point on some. And these are some subframe rear bushing supports or a posi lock system. And what the idea of this does is help support these rear bushings because they're pretty soft. And it keeps your rear end from jumping around so much. Now, if you're tuned on 93, I know you really don't get this. You really don't get much wheel hop on 93. Now, going to E50, especially on a trans brake launch and whatnot, which a lot of people haven't experienced quite yet, because there's still not that many people that have a trans brake tune on their Explorer because they're scared, you get an atrocious amount of wheel hop leaving the runway. Like, I'm talking about like where I'll possibly snap an axle, and I think even one or two people have snapped axles off the trans brake launches. It launches aggressively. So anyway, so I've been looking at ways to help mitigate wheel hop, right? I've gotten aftermarket wheels and tires. I've tried things like that. I even have the toe links, which helped a little bit, but still not all the way. So it was on to helping the bushings, because on the rear subframe, and if you, Steve even has a good video on this, you can see how much the OEM stock subframe moves. And then when I get underneath the car, I'll try to show y'all. I haven't really done any trans brake launches recently, but you should be able to see on the rear subframe, like where it bolts up, you can see marks where the fucking subframe is moving that much and marking the area where it's flexing. So honestly, this kit will help support the bushings, and in terms help support the bushings and the longevity of the life of those bushings, because they're pretty soft. Again, Ford, I don't think ever initially thought that we were going to take the platform to this level or extent. So yeah, we're going to get started anyway. This should be pretty simply straightforward. I got everything on my trash can, I know. It is clean, although it looks dirty. I clean it every week, every time we get trash picked up, so don't freak out, guys. But I'm gonna unpackage these. There was something that we did different. These are all black, where I believe the Steedas are silver, and then these are all labeled too, so you don't have to watch an install video, but I'm gonna do an install video for y'all. These will be like top, bottom, rear, bottom, front, and rear. So, you know, obviously you have 4 main bushings. You have 2 front and 2 rear. And that's what these cover, are the big bushings that actually mount that rear subframe to the chassis of this car. So this is another mod that isn't for everybody. Not everybody's pushing their Explorers to the extent that some of us are. So if this kit is not interested to you, just move on. I get a lot of negative comments. I've even gotten death threats, even over the rear wiper delete, guys. Like, people aggressively message me over that, which is insane to me. But so here we go. We have, again, they're all labeled, so you can see where it says front top, front bottom, rear top, and you flip this over and it's gonna say rear bottom. So, and again, you got 2 in the front and 2 in the rear of the subframe. So we're gonna jack the car up, put it on jack stands, and then we're going to start with the front. We're just gonna lower the subframe a little bit in the front, just enough to be able to get these in there. So we'll put the jack on it, keep it up in place, lower the front, squeeze these up in there, put the bolt back in, tighten it up. And then I'm trying to beat it before it gets dark. And then 2, I'm gonna hit up the track tonight. So I'm gonna really see if this helps. I'm currently back on E50 right now for this experiment. So let's get it, guys. All right, y'all can see the tires are off the ground. I know that one looks like it's touching, but it's not. Like, if you really look at it, it goes all the way through. And what we're gonna do is, I'm just gonna leave the jack here for now to support the subframe. But here we are going to have our end links. We're gonna just take off the end link here and here from the actual subframe itself, since we're gonna be flexing it down. We don't want to accidentally break an end link or snap one or something, and this will help allow the subframe to come down a little bit. And then after we get that off, we can move to the front and start loosening up those bolts. You'll have a 10mm here, and these, which I believe to be a 13. I'll verify that. And I believe it's 24 in the front and a 21 in the back, or in the front. 21 in the front, 24 in the back. Two different bolt sizes for the big bolts. But this should only take about 30 minutes to an hour tops. Should not take long for us to do this. And a little helpful tip, sometimes it helps just to kind of loosen up this top one. You don't gotta take it all the way off, but loosen it up. And then you should be able to just like push up and down your sway bar in order to get that thing to line up and just pop them out. Just like that. That way they're not plugged into the rear subframe. They got nothing to do because those actually mount here on the actual chassis. And that clears up that. So again, we should be able to drop this down just enough to be able to slide these bushings in. 10. Let me get my other sizes real fast. All right, so we have the 13s and the 10 out of here. So now you'll be able to kind of just bend down your splash shield and you should be able to get to these. My son brought all these over to me. Thank you, buddy. These should be a 21 right here on the back side. So we got the 21, 24 will be the front. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna gently loosen these. We still got the jack supporting it. We also, the car is on jack stands before anybody freaks out. So here we go. We're gonna lower these down with 21. All right, so we loosened those guys and it did drop the subframe just a little bit. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our, yes, thank you, buddy, our 13, and we need our 24, yep, that one, the big one. That one, the one that you got in your hand, roll it to me. Yep. Don't need that one, we'll keep that one right here. What is this one? 22. Okay, so I'm gonna put the 21 down, go to the front. Well, you will see. And again, we took out the front or the rear, not all the way. Here you're going to have two 13s. Looks like I had one fly out on me. No big deal, I'll have to get another one. But 13, and then here you go, you got your big 24 right here. So we're gonna hit both of those. I wish there's a way for me to prop y'all up here so y'all can. Okay, let's see if we can leave y'all propped up like that. That way I can catch some of the action here. Hey. Nothing but nothing. Also, you have one that's right here, guys. Right behind this little plastic shield. You should be able to just bend it out of the way and get that 13 out. If not, there is a little 10mm right up here that kind of holds that in. So I kind of like to do this little cheat. I'll get a blade. I just cut a little notch in it, and that way the impact socket can fit straight on it, right? I'm not really ruining the rigidity of this. It's just giving the window a socket to get on it straight. That way you don't have to remove this piece of plastic every time you go to touch this thing. So now we're gonna hit the 24, which is gonna be right there, that big boy, and we're gonna get that one all the way out. You have this whole bracket come down. That's okay. Put on the whole bracket. And that leaves you with your exposed bushing. So again, we have our front bottom, which is going to slide. Let's see if y'all are still seeing what's going on here. Boom. So we got our front bottom there. That just slides in place. And we got our front top. Well, there's this front top. I'm just gonna slide that up there. Should be able to have enough leverage to squeeze that in to place. There we go. I heard that slide into place. Push that down into the bushing. And that'll sit as we squish it back up. So now what we're gonna do is put our metal bracket back and put the bolt right back through it. And again, this is honestly helping lock this collar in so you're not getting so much movement. If you look right there, I know it's really zooming in and kind of getting blurry. You see the marks. That's where the subframe has been jumping around on me when I'm launching and causing wheel hop. So in theory, this should help keep this more planted and from doing that kind of wheel hop on you. Not in theory, it's been tested time and time again to really help out with the Mustangs and whatnot. So, and we're just gonna stick this one back through. Get a couple of hand threads in there, make sure that that's in. All right, that one's in. Let's go ahead and do the same with our 13s. That way we know it's guided into the right direction. All right, so here we go. We're gonna just go ahead and sink that one back up in place. All right, we got that one all the way back up in there. And it is ugga-dugga up in. So now we are going to do our other side. All right, guys, so now we're gonna come to the back. Once you have both the front ones in, and again, you're gonna leave those loose. You don't wanna tighten them up. I know I tightened that one up, but I loosened up the front one again. That way you can actually get underneath here, and you'll see, again, we got the rear bottom. There's a little groove of how it goes. And guys, I am so sorry trying to do this one-handed and show you all this. And that is going to go on there just like that, like a glove, guys. Fits really nice and snug. And then we got our rear top. Again, it's gonna sit up in there like that. So you just feel around up there and you'll feel it. It'll slip right into place of where it needs to go. Like it sits down in there flush. It just fell down in there. And so what we're gonna do now, pick this up and put that back. So hopefully y'all can see that right there. Yeah, mosquitoes flying around everywhere. I need to call my bug guy. These things are gonna carry me away. Right. Again, okay, looks like we need to jack it up because we came out too far. So let's jack up the rear end a little bit here. See if we can get that to start finding its home. There we go. There's its home. Beautiful, guys. I'm gonna reach back up to this front one. Make sure that we got that one started by a couple hand turns. All right. Well, let's hop over and do the other side, and then we're gonna tighten everything up and we're gonna hit the track. It is that easy to put these in, guys. I mean, it's taken me 30 minutes while filming, getting eaten by mosquitoes in the dark, doing this. So real nice and easy to do. And again, should yield major improvements. All right, guys, so we have been killing all the other cars tonight that they put me up against, you know, Fox bodies, fucking XM3s, MX3s, whatever you call them, from BMW, couple trucks. I believe I'm going up against a Tesla now, so I'm probably about to get gapped, and I cannot get my GoPro to find itself. It just won't sync. They took a 15-minute pre-down. They gotta help prep the track, and now I can't fucking, yeah, now I can't do it. So we are filming from the inside of my Explorer. We're on E50. We're doing the trans brake, of course. It's still so violent, guys. All right, guys, as always, I really hope this video was helpful. I know it was kind of rushed and quick, and I skipped over a few things, but it's a straightforward install. It took me less than an hour while filming for y'all. And I ran 7 runs at the track. All 7 runs were 7.7. I didn't run any faster. I didn't run any slower. It was consistent, leaving at 3,000 RPM on the trans brake on an E50 tune. Y'all can see in the last little clip where you really just hear spin. I don't really get any wheel hop in there. In certain instances, I was still getting some slight wheel hop. I think with a better tire, it'll help eliminate that altogether. But me and Brett are also working on something currently that hopefully we'll be having released soon as well, to pair with the toe arms, these bushing supports. And yeah, so this third part should really help delete everything. But if you're looking for these bushing supports, you can find them on my website. And I would just like to thank y'all, everybody that has supported me with my LEDs, my wiper deletes, and just trusting me as a trusted vendor for other people's stuff, such as FenFab, CVFab, Thermal. I appreciate each and every one of y'all, truly, from the bottom of my heart. Anyway, guys, 2,800 subscribers is insane. So let's keep going, see what happens. And of course, got a lot more videos coming, so y'all stay tuned. Thank y'all again. Y'all have a blessed one.